Bonjour, welcome to Quebec, the old city here in Canada. We just arrived and we're gonna take a walk down here to the Chateau Hotel de Frontenac. It's the most famous and it's most photographed hotel in the world. And we're gonna start exploring this wonderful city, and we hope you come along and join us for this wonderful new adventure with Saltyhead. Hey Anna, what do you think of Quebec?
Love it, love it, love it!
All right, let's go in the front now. Right here, the big hotel. Now let me introduce you to the Chateau Frontenac, the most photographed hotel in the world according to Guinness Book of Records. Built in 1893 and run by the Frontenac Group of hotels. By the way, we got a really beautiful day. It's very warm. It's probably 68 degrees. Sunny. And down here in Old Town, there's all these beautiful restaurants right below the park here. And we're gonna eat in one. Look at that. Yeah, just like France without the Eiffel Tower, that's what they say. These nice, beautiful restaurants. Nice pictures. Pretty girls, wow. Thought I knew her. Right now, I'm standing here on a road, which is a street, looking down. This is a residential neighborhood, and this is very typical of what the European cities used to look like. And this is the only example here in North America. It's here in Quebec, and this whole city, Quebec, is in a citadel. A citadel there's a fortress that surrounds this Quebec. This is the old city we're talking about, and this was built because the British attacked Quebec back in 1759. It was a 7-year war, but ultimately the French got the city, and I think in 1869 it then became Canada. So the whole country became one, but this whole French city still remains just like it was back in the day, and it still looks like a early European city. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, so this is an example of a residential neighborhood. And right here I have a perfect example of a citadel. In other words, it's a walled city. There's a fort around the city of Quebec. And this is how they defended themselves from the British. And up on top they have cannons, and they used to shoot down onto the British frigates as they came up the St. Lawrence Seaway. One thing you may want to know about Quebec is it's very hilly. It's up and down all the time. And so that's why they have the funicular. It's a cable car that takes you up and down from the old city upper to the old city lower. And that's for accommodations for people that have disabilities. And here we have the funicular, which takes you from the old city lower to the lower city upper, to the old city upper. and the price is $5 per person, and that's one way. And this is typical of Quebec. You know, when they talk about the old French city, you know, there's like, you know, little pathways through the city and narrow streets with lots of shops and restaurants, and very quaint and beautiful. Awesome. And as you can see, Anna's sporting a nice purple umbrella because the whole time we're here, it's forecasted rain, but then the sun comes out. And this is a perfect example of a French neighborhood. All these different colored shutters and doors and all the stonework. Very, very Parisian. So right now we're gonna go into La Bouche and have some poutine. It's very famous here in Canada. Let's go check it out. So right here, this is poutine. This is very popular here in Canada. It's French fries, hamburger, bacon, looks like cream cheese, and onions. And over here we have shepherd's pie, that's traditional in US. But yeah, we're gonna test it out.
Yes.
Very good, delicious. Love it. So right behind me, this is where we stayed. This is the little park I was talking about. And over here we have the fort. And this is was built, like I said, back in 1820, I believe. And not only did the British get involved with the French, but also the Americans during the American Revolution also tried to attack Quebec. Everybody wanted a piece of Quebec, and they all wanted the real estate, but unfortunately the Americans were pushed back because they made a deal with the French. They signed a compact, and they said, let's fight the Americans and push them back, and they did successfully. And it was a bad winter, and so the Americans, you know, they kept their country, Quebec kept their country, and the British ruled the whole world. But up here, this is the cannons that defended off the all the attacks. And up here you have the fort up on the hill. And this is the St. Lawrence Seaway, where ships travel all the way from New Brunswick, Canada, all the way up to Minnesota, through the Great Lakes, to Toronto, by Montreal, and here in Quebec. So what we're looking at here is one of the cannons here at the fort, where they were taking shots at the British as they came up the St. Lawrence Seaway. So right here is the Parliament building here in Quebec, and this is where all the government is transacted. And right here we have this beautiful display of tulips, just gorgeous. And here is the beautiful Parliament building. And there she is. I like all those statuettes and all the windows. Now I'm not sure what these statuettes, who they represent, but this guy here, giving you the American Saltyhead version, kind of looks like Brigham Young with the big stick, you know, leading people out into the promised land. This guy reminds me of Moses crossing the Red Sea, leading his people. And then this guy over here with the powder horn kind of reminds me of Davy Crockett. And this guy over here, Benjamin Franklin with a scholar, holding a scholar. But whatever they did, they were very important here in Quebec because they got their statuettes here on the facade, on the Parliament facade. So right now we're here in the Condolee, which is, that's French, for Main Street. And this is where the business district is, where all the people, the business people and the people that live in Quebec do their business. The old city is more for tourists. So here's an example of some of the homes here in the new city. And if you notice, they're all made out of stone, very sturdy looking. And I found this to be the same in Toronto, where the homes in Canada, they're not built out of wood, they're built out of stone. Quality. Even the walkways, all the sidewalks are all stone. Beautiful stonework. And here is a hotel with a restaurant that revolves as you eat. We're back at Portofino's and eating a veal palm with pasta, red wine, and seafood. Anna's getting the seafood Fra Diablo with extra red sauce. Bon appetit. Looks terrific. This place is really good. We ate here 2 nights. Highly recommend it. It's Italian food. And I'll leave the link down below. This is where we're staying here in Quebec at the Manoir View, Quebec. And it's very, very clean, very affordable. And it's just a great place because it's right here in the heart of Quebec. Right across the street over here is the park, which faces the St. Lawrence Seaway. And then over here we have the Chateau Frontenac right next door, which is really the central part of Quebec. So this is a great location. This is a great hotel, and it's very affordable. What I want to talk about right now are the 5 things that make the old city of Quebec so special. Number 1, it's very, very clean here. Number 2, you feel very, very safe. Number 3 is everything is so convenient. Everything is in walking distance. You don't need your car. Number 4 is the fact that you're here in North America and yet you feel like you're in Paris, France. And number 5, it's the architecture. You feel like you're in old Europe. You get that whole feeling. And so these are the 5 things that make this place so special and the reason why you want to come and visit the Old City of Quebec. We just took a drive 10 minutes out of the Old City of Quebec and we just arrived here at Montmorency Falls, which they tell us is 30 meters taller than Niagara Falls. And Anna's going to measure it. She brought her tape measure. She's going to get up there and check it out. So there she is, Montmorency Falls. We're going to go up this hill on the right and hike across through the woods, across the bridge, over to the other side and down. Pretty spectacular. And now we're going to hike up the staircase to get us up to the top. But we got a nice mist, nice cool mist from the falls. Feels good. So it looks like you can zip line across this fall. Let's go check it out. Now that looks like fun. Whoa! Isn't that cool? $31 to zip line across the falls. Well, I hope you enjoyed those waterfalls. They were really tall, 30 meters higher than Niagara, but not quite as wide. But right now we're here at a winery and we're gonna have lunch. And it's just a beautiful, we're on an island right now. We just crossed over a bridge here in Quebec. It's called the Isle d'Orleans. And it's all wineries on this island. And so it should be really good. I really hope you enjoyed our tour of Quebec, the old city. It's been a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it. So until next time, this is Saltyhead, and cheers to you all.